I believe that almost every pastor's wife out there can relate to the fact that the life of a pastor's wife, being married to a pastor, can sometimes be lonely, can sometimes be frustrating, can sometimes be confusing, can sometimes put you on undue pressure, put you in the pedestal, places that you may not really want to be, but you just have to be in such spaces because of your marriage and your call as a pastor's wife. So in today's video, there are certain characteristics that I'm going to be sharing because for the next few months I'm going to be doing a series on the pastor's wife journey because like I said, I have been married to a pastor for almost 10 years now. This is my ninth year of marriage by the grace of God. So I'm going to be sharing some videos in the coming months on my journey as a pastor's wife, on the wisdom and the lessons I have learned, even the mistakes I have made, so that many of you would not make the same mistakes. Because the mistakes I made almost costed me my marriage in the early years of my marriage because I came from an Orthodox Christian background. I was not even Pentecostal brought up. So being married to a pastor was a whole new terrain that I had to navigate my way through because I gave my life to Christ as soon as I finished with my first degree in school, and I left my parents' church, my Orthodox Christian background, and I began to go to a Pentecostal church where the word is being shared deliberately, and in full and in depth. So when I gave my life to Christ consciously as an adult, then I began to grow in the Word, I began to grow in the Spirit. Then I received the Holy Ghost baptism, and from there, I began to grow in the Word, and that was when God brought my spouse. That is why I always emphasize on this channel that if you are desirous of a kingdom marriage, then you should begin on time to grow yourself in the things of God and the things of the Spirit, so you will know how God speaks to you and God leads you, so that when He brings the person He has prepared for you, you will be able to identify him or her. So in today's video, I'm going to be sharing 6 characteristics you should have if you desire and aspire to become a pastor's wife, or if you're newly married to a pastor and you are still finding it, kind of foggy to navigate your way. You don't really understand things. Even your husband, you don't really understand him and his mood swings and his call and all that, because dealing with a pastor is a different kind of ballgame when it comes to marriage for most of us wives, because you have to be able to differentiate between your husband as your lover and your husband as your pastor and as the pastor. Your pastor is personal to you, he's your priest. Every husband, every Christian husband should be that to his wife, should be a priest and a pastor to his wife first before she goes over to the congregation. But this time around, you're married to the pastor. Many women will be clingy to your husband, and your husband is kind of the desire of so many women, and he's out there for everybody. He's not just you. Maybe if you are the jealous type, being married to a pastor is not really for you, because there are so many women who would want to shake your husband, be around your husband, call your husband